Did you know that if Cookeville's 10,000 families spent just $10 a week on locally grown foods, that would keep over $5 million right here at home each year? And that's just Cookeville. How lucky are we that all of Tennessee is a virtual paradise of locally produced farm goods? As a lot of new families find out, that $10 a week isn't much when it comes to feeding baby. Comparing popular brands with homemade baby food finds commercial foods to be many times more expensive. Luckily, we didn't have to look very far for how-to advice. Amanda Collier is a new mom, and you've seen her work here as a writer and producer for the WCTE family. But when it comes to her own family, her productions come in the form of fresh, organic baby food for Baby Grady.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm here to show you that homemade baby food is easy to make with things that you have in your own home. Okay, this pumpkin I have washed, and to get rid of all the grit and dirt that was on it, this is a sugar pumpkin or pie pumpkin that I got from a farmer. And the method I'm going to show you for this pumpkin is a baking method. You can also boil it, but baking is the best way, I think. You can apply this to any kind of winter fruit or stone fruit. Kind of take the notch off the top. Watch your hands to make sure that you don't cut yourself. You can also make your own pumpkin pie with this recipe if your baby does not like pumpkin. But it's a pretty good vegetable, and it's a good vegetable to carry on and give your baby their first spices. And from here, I'm going to cut it in half and take the seeds out. The thing I like about making baby food for Grady is that I know what he's eating. I mean, all the commercial foods are really good and everything, but I think helping him to eat locally is helping his immune system because he's getting all those good pollens and food sources from this area. This one is clean. You can see there's a little darkening where the blossom end was. I'm just going to notch that off. So I do have my 2 halves of the pumpkin cleaned and face down in 1 inch of water. All right, so I'm going to put this in the oven for 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. And you'll know it's done because it'll start to smell like pumpkin pie just a little bit, and it'll be puckery on top. Okay, so now I've got my pumpkins out of the oven. You'll see that they're a little puckery. I've cooled them so that I can touch them. All right, well, I'm just going to peel the skin off because it's so easy to do. I'm going to puree them in my food processor, but you can use a blender. Even if you're doing a finer puree, a blender may be easier than a food processor to use. Puree this until it's pretty fine consistency. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid. You can add any liquid that your baby is drinking right now. I'm doing water, but you could do breast milk or juice or whatever, cooking liquid. Added about 1/2 cup of water, and I've just got this to a consistency that my son is used to. At this stage, he's 8 months old. I'm going to put this in ice cube trays, and now the reason I'm using ice cube trays is because they're each about 1 ounce. That way I don't waste as much. If you don't have ice cube trays, you could certainly line a cookie sheet and drop tablespoonfuls onto the cookie sheet and place in your freezer, and then once they're frozen solid, you could place in a storage bag or container. But for 1/2 pumpkin, probably about a 3-pound pumpkin, I'm going to have a full tray, which is at least 2 cups for this specific ice cube tray. You can buy commercial ice cube trays or ice cube baby cubes, but this is cheap. It's economical, and I have them around the house. And for Grady, right now he's eating probably about 3 cubes each. I would mix pumpkin with any other fruit, like he's eating plums and peaches right now. You could mix it with his cereal. I purchased the pumpkin for $1.50 from a local farmer. It's about 3 pounds. I'm probably going to get 2 cubed trays out of this, and this will feed Grady. This will be a week's worth of 1 meal at daycare for him for 75 cents. So not only is it cost efficient, but it's a really good way to help us all eat locally, including our littlest ones. So I'm going to pop this in the freezer so we can enjoy it later.